Hi everybody, Andrew D here and welcome back to the room next door. Now if you're choosing to follow the tutorials that I'm giving you right now, you will notice that some of them are free. That's just my gift to you. But you should also have a copy of this book, The Room Next Door, which is available from me direct via my own website andrewd.com or theroomnextdoor.co.uk. Now in this chapter we are looking at chapter 2, or in this tutorial we're looking at chapter 2, and the chapter 2 is all about spirit inspiration. Now one of the things I will say to you about spirit inspiration is that it's the whole spirit communication thing, it's got to be natural, just like this video. There's no retakes, there's no editing, there's no there's touching up the video or anything or reshooting it. This is purely natural and it's the way I work. Okay, I just wanted to give you this straight from the heart. As I said, spirit inspiration should be natural. It should be something that you feel comfortable with and relaxed with. And people say to me, they say, well, why do I feel tense, or why do I feel that there's a block, or why do I feel, for example, I have difficulty in communicating with the world of spirit? And a friend said to me the other day, I receive information in dreams. If I'm just chatting to somebody in the street or over a coffee or something like this, then that's where I sort of receive information. That's the inspiration coming in. Inspiration can take many forms. It can take many forms in the way that songwriters they receive lyrics for songs. Sometimes they hear the music. Sometimes I would say it just comes to them. That's the inspiration that should take place with spirit communication. Now, in the book, in chapter 2, I refer to seeing my grandmother's ring on my finger. I saw her hand overshadowing mine. That's because I was doing something relaxing. I was doing something I enjoy, something that took my mind away from my everyday tasks. And that's exactly how spirit communication should be. But unfortunately, there are a number of other factors that come into play with this, and I do cover those in later chapters. Now, how can we relax ourselves? Somebody I know once said to me, the best readings they've ever given are the free ones. And there was a lady that came to see me not so long back, and she had just called in, for a chat. But I noticed that she was upset about something. She's actually come to my office. I did know her, so she just, hi, how are you, as she knocked on the door. And when we got sat down and we were talking, and she was really upset about her father. Her father had really taken a turn for the worse. He was in not good health at all. And we just sat about different things, and she was opening up because it was informal rather than a formal reading where people do become a little bit apprehensive or a little bit anxious or things play on their mind. Again, I will cover this in a later chapter. And as we were sat there, I was aware of her grandmother's presence. I had no intention to sit down and connect with spirit and say, hey, let's see what Granny says. We were just sat there. Her grandmother drew close to me. And as she drew closer to me, I just heard the words, do nothing until Monday. Now, why was Monday significant? Because this lady was making arrangements for her father to leave hospital. He was extremely ill, but the hospital couldn't do any more for him. So it was either a care home situation or a hospice situation. They hadn't made their mind up, and nobody had signed the paperwork to say where he went after being in hospital. But the consensus was the hospital couldn't do any more for him. Anyway, like I said, grandmother comes through. I gave some other evidence as we were chatting, and this lady said, yeah, that is definitely my grandmother. And I said, she just says leave it till Monday. Just leave everything till Monday. Don't stress. Monday came, but not for the lady's father. He had passed sadly on the Sunday evening, to the devastation of all of his family. Now, he was in a far better place. He was out of pain. He wasn't suffering anymore. But the point is, the lady who came to see me her grandmother from Spirit was correct in the advice that she gave. Just leave everything till Monday. Everybody was running around trying to find a solution. Where should the father go after he'd been in hospital? And she was adamant. She knew he was going back home to Spirit. And these are the things that we must trust when we work with Spirit. Allow things to be natural, allow things to take their own course. But remember these 3 little letters that I'm going to give you now for Spirit communication. A, for attunement. Attune yourself with Spirit. Now that could be through that coffee or whatever. Relax, just allow Spirit to draw close. Blend with Spirit. That's sometimes when I'm working with Spirit, I feel almost as if I'm being overshadowed, or I feel as though I'm sort of wearing another layer of clothing somehow. This could be slightly different for you, but understand where I'm coming from. And thirdly, communicate with Spirit. Attune with Spirit, blend with Spirit, communicate with Spirit. And I'll leave those thoughts with you for now. Thank you.